Hi guys, how you doing? Today is the 30th of, when is this, the 30th of August? 30th of December 2022, and welcome to my channel. Today's video, we're going to be doing an energy read for next year, 2023. I've got 3 decks in front of me. If you're new to my channel and you ever want to see what decks I'm using, or you want to buy the decks, in the description box below and the comment section, at the top of the comment section, the pinned comment, all the decks I've used, any crystals I've used, any sprays I've used, any books I talk about, anything I recommend or advise about or talk about is always in the description with what it's called and the person that's written it, produced it, etc. So the decks I've got in front of me, because I know people like the decks, is a new deck, the Starcodes Astro Oracle by Heather Roan Robbins. I've also got another new deck, the Witching Hour Oracle by Cherie, Gerhardt. Itchy nose. And I've got the After Tarot, which is one of my favourites by Corrine. Before I came on, I shuffled, well, what was meant to be 2 cards turned into quite a few cards, because I already had an idea of the theme for next year, or one of the themes that I'm picking up for next year, and I wanted to check in with the cards to just see if I was on the right track and if I was missing anything, and the cards confirmed everything that I was saying. I'm going to share those, and I've not pulled them on camera, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to pull some on camera, and the cards, what I want to talk about is next year's theme, one of the next year's theme. And it's really weird because as I'm doing this video, overnight one of the world's controversial, influential people, social media faces, has been arrested. I'm not going to go into the big debate of anything there, and I would like that not to go in the comments as well. It's just an example of what I want to talk about next, which is that next year it feels as though it is going to get more toxic. It's going to get more loud, more toxic, more controversial. When I say it, I'm not talking about a specific person or a specific group of people. I'm talking about it as an energy. And what this is trying to do is to teach us to come back to ourselves. There are many situations in our world at the minute, be it a situation, be it a person, be it a celebrity, I'm not going to name them all, that cause huge triggers within everyone, me included, you, everyone, at certain various levels. And this has been going on now for some years, and one of the messages that has come through as I've been tuning into this reading and the energies for next year is it's going to get much more louder. Very loud. And the reason behind that is all about us going, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done with friending and proving my belief system. I'm done with, I keep hearing the late Queen's quote, what was it, never complain, never explain. I know about not the complain bit, not the complain bit, but the never explain. At the minute we feel as though we're having to explain ourselves. We see it all the time in all aspects of world. Somebody says a different perspective to you, so you have to jump straight in and give another perspective, which is fine, but it's not fine when it gets toxic, when we actually start saying to people, you're wrong, no, you're wrong, no, you're dark because you see that, no, you're negative because you're saying that. This is about coming back to our own sovereignty. And the reason why it's going to get more toxic next year is to teach us that, because bit by bit, as a human species, one by one, we will start to wake up to the fact that that's not the way forward, regardless of who it is, what it is. That when we get into the mudslinging and the gallows energy is when, you know, back in the day when people used to be beheaded or hung and people used to throw rotten tomatoes at them, or yeah, get down, hang them, yeah, you know, and cheer at them when they were getting tortured or etc. Many of us have had lifetimes on the gallows and observing the gallows, and many of us still repeat those energies, or we don't even know we're doing it. Everyone does it at some point. Take for example the situation that's just occurred in the past 24 hours. There will be people that will think, yeah, he's got his just desserts, let's go on social media and let's tell it straight. I've been waiting for that to happen. There'll be people that will think he's a saint and that this is all yada yada yada, and then they'll jump on, and then both factions start fighting. When really, again, it's like I said in a video this week, that we argue and lose our heads over things, situations and people that don't even know we exist. And this is about us coming back to a sense of self. So I pulled some cards, and these are the cards that came up. Did I pull a card from that deck? I thought I did. No, I didn't. So anyway, I'm chuntering to myself. Starcodes, Astro. So these are the cards that came out for next year. Tension. Tension. And people may not want to hear that, and people may want to switch off at this point, but I do ask you not to switch off and sit with me on this. So the main theme for next year is tension. And what I'm being drawn to is this deck, the cover of this deck, and how we deal with tension. Do we go into blame, shame, victimhood? Victimhood, this is the card of victimhood. Do we go into this is poor me, this is happening to me, this always happens to me, why is this happening to me, etc. I always get picked on, trolled, etc. Or do we go into empowerment, into the Emperor card, into sovereignty, into empowerment, becoming our own leader? So next year the main theme is going to be tension. But how we deal with tension, from a healthy perspective, global tension, internal tension, our own personal stuff coming up. I always say the internal, which is our own personal stuff, past life karma, etc. The external, which is family, friends, work, neighbourhood, and the global, if you're new to my channel. We then got Mercury that came out, which is, we're in Mercury retrograde now, which is the planet of communication. Again, around communication. Being at peace with every different perspective, not needing to jump in and tell someone they're wrong because they don't see what you feel you can see or what you think you can see, and being at peace with that. And actually when we start to practice that, and I'm going to be doing this as well because I make mistakes, everyone makes mistakes, when we start to practice that, that is what frees you, and that is what causes total liberation for you as a human being. It takes you out of the game. Many of us have been on the battlefield in past lives, and it's almost like, I've been seeing this for a time, many of us are getting to a point now where we're looking at the sword that we're carrying, we're looking at the sword and we're going, it's almost like the sword has become defunct for a lot of us. It's like, wait a minute, and it's covered in blood, and it's covered in the energetic blood. I'm talking about an energetic sword, the sword that we go out to online, or the sword that we take into the staff room, or the sword that we take into the disagreement. And many of us are looking at that, starting to look at that sword and thinking, this is just not the way to go. This is just damaging me, because what I'm seeing is as we're stabbing energetically, the blood and the stuff is coming onto us, and everything is mirror. So many of us are looking at the battlefield and deciding for our own mental health that we're stepping off of it, and that's not easy. That can be really triggering, because what happens is when you decide that, something then comes up to test you, and you know what? 90% of the time we trip up and we make that mistake of jumping straight in. When we find ourselves jumping straight in, which will happen, be accountable. So this is not going to be a quick fix. This is going to take a lot, which is probably why there's going to be lots of scenarios, lots of different scenarios, internally, externally and globally, that will keep testing us to get us to be that better version of ourselves. We also got the card of cross-pollinate. So it's about working in harmony with each other. Working in harmony with each other, regardless of who they vote for, who they watch, who inspires them, who triggers them, who lifts them up, who brings them down. Being able to find the divine in me sees the divine in you. Namaste. And this is all stuff that's coming up. In order for it to come up, there has to be a loudness, and that loudness, I'm afraid, is going to be all the separation energy that's out there. The focus is also going to be on the, let me get the right words for this if I can. Hero worshipping. Hero worshipping a politician, hero worshipping an actor, hero worshipping an influencer, hero worshipping a member of a family, hero worshipping to a point of this is them and this is us. And it's almost like, can you see that? Yeah, oh, that's clear. Oh, your card's not clear. It is now. Look at that magic. You know, this is who you're admiring, and this is you. This is us. And not being able to see past the illusion. Past the illusion. Because many of us, me included, as human beings, we're programmed that sovereignty and brilliance and majesticness is all external to us. So we come to the earth and we get heroes, be it a celebrity, be it a sport personality, be it a member of the royal family, be it anybody, a politician, a PM, a president or whatever, and we start to idolise them, and we start to lose our sovereignty, and we start to lose our ability to see fact from fiction. We start to lose our ability to see the wood for the trees, and we get lost in it and we get hypnotised in it. So we're going to be seeing more and more of that hypnotised energy within ourselves, me included. So it's about coming back to sovereignty. Okay, so I've covered all those cards, and I'm going to shuffle some on camera for you all, because I know you. Where's my other deck? Where's my other deck gone? Oh wait, I left it in here. That's interesting. Where was that put away? Taking it out. Excuse me for a minute while I rattle about. So, we'll do the tarot themes for next year for those watching. 2023 energetic themes for next year. 2023 energetic themes for next year. I'm going to take that as well because it's sprung up in the deck. Yeah, walking away, that's definitely what I'm going to be trying to work on. Wheel of Fortune. A change. We have to change. Often within the world, we always want the change to come from within. When is the world going to change? When is it going to change? When are they going to change? When are they going to stop doing this? When are they going to stop being like that? When are they going to stop triggering me? But the change has to come from within. Our reaction to it. This is including me as well, because I get triggered by things, and it can affect you in all different ways. So this is about being present with those triggers. So regardless of, it could be reading a certain book, it could be watching a documentary, it could be watching a film, it could be seeing something on the news, and straight away we jump into pointing the finger. We have to stop that. We have to stop that, because within all of us there is a fragment of everyone within us. Everyone. We all come from the same stardust. We all go back to the same source. So when we're bringing down another, we're actually bringing down ourselves. And everyone we come into contact in our lives, be it our own personal lives or the global, is a mirror of something that we need to heal within ourselves. And often we get caught up in that, and we lose that, and we go into blaming and shaming and gallows. And well, honestly, this is alchemy. When you can, this is a download I've had over the past few days. When you go into that energy, it changes the game. You're able to watch things and not feel that physical, that physical energy of, you know what I'm talking about. Any of you, we know what I'm talking about. All the stuff that's out there at the minute. And it's about walking away from it. It's about when somebody comes at you and they and just go, okay, fine. This isn't about being submissive. This is not what I'm talking about. This is about being so sovereign and so strong in who you are as an individual, in your perspectives, that you know that each person has the right to their opinion. And the truth is, there's truth in everything. There's truths in everything. Nothing in this world is black or white. And that's an energy out there at the minute. They're this, they're that. Boom, that's it. No, there's so many different shades of grey in all of it. In us, in them, in everything. It's about doing the work. So next year is about doing the work. It's about leaving behind the old mindsets that don't serve us. And that's not a case of, right, that's it, I've moved on. There'll be work to do with this, with all of us. And it'll keep tripping us up all year. Because, you know, I remember when I did my Reiki attunements, and the Reiki teacher said, once you have your Reiki attunements, there's a test that comes into your life to test how much you've learned from your attunements. It's a complex thing. I'm not going to go into it in this video, but it's the same with healing. So say, for example, you cut a cord with somebody and they go off and they get on with their life. That person or somebody will mention that person around them to see their reaction. If they jump straight back into the relationship, if they jump straight back into blaming and shaming. So there's always a test. So this is going to be some work to do next year, but there will be many successes. Again, this is healing past traumas. Healing past traumas. So this is the card of the past of the inner child. We're all acting like children at the minute. In fact, no, because children, wrong word. We're all acting childish. We're all acting childish. And this is about leaving the childishness behind. Because whenever we're pointing at somebody else going, they're childish. I've done it. That was very childish. There's a finger pointing straight back at us saying, no, you're the one that's childish. Okay, so we'll move on to a different deck. This is the Starcodes Astro Oracle. For those of you into your Astro, this is a brilliant deck. Your astrological stuff. Again, all decks in the description. Yes, you can book readings with me. Yes, you can book healings with me. January is closed at the minute. We're now booking into February and March. Payment is made on the website. First you go to my website, which is below. You make your payment, and then I get your payment thing comes to it via my email, via the website company. Then I email you. We arrange dates. I don't reserve dates for people. It's first come, first served. All my other social media as well is beneath in the description and the comment. North Node, future. So this is about next year. It's about New Earth. It's about the future. What's at the bottom of the deck, Claire? Taurus, cultivate. So cultivate. I want to pull another one. I know there's another card to go here. Abundance. Yes, important that that card came up. Hearth, the home, the home. Ooh. You know I do a lot of royal readings. You don't, Claire, you don't do any. I do. I try not to do too many. It interests me, it interests me. Now and again I'll get a few comments and it'll be, oh God, Claire, I hope this doesn't destroy the royal family. I hope the royal family don't get destroyed by this. And every time I see that comment, my insides do a bit of a because it's like, what about your own family? What about your own family? Because the truth is, the world that we're going into, the new earth, the new world that we're going into, if monarchy survives, it will be a very different monarchy to the one we have now. And again, so much energy is taking us away from our own hearth and home. So this is about looking after our own back garden first. Worrying about, not worrying, putting our focus on our own family, our own home, our own stuff, rather than obsessing over what's happening in another family that doesn't even know we exist. And you can have an interest in them. I have an interest in them. I'm not a fan of them. I used to be a fan of them. Maybe that's for another video, but I'm talking about an energy update here. Stop going down the roll route, Claire. Naughty. Talking about home and hearth, that was an example. Focusing on your own stuff. Focusing on your own family. Because wherever, me included, wherever we're online going, I wonder what they're doing now. I wonder what they're doing now. There's somebody next to us that wants our attention. There's somebody next to us that wants a day out with us or a holiday. I'm guilty of it too. What's she doing now? What are they doing now? So it's about coming back to the home and hearth. And again, that's when you heal the world. Abundance. Abundance, abundance, abundance. When I first heard about abundance mindset, I was like, how the hell does that work? It does. It does. And even if you don't feel abundant, even if you've got the bills coming in, you don't put your heating on, etc., it's so important to actually act. And I don't mean act as in go out and black loads of money, to act abundant. I have enough, I am enough. Money is no object. Money is no object. This isn't as in, I'm just going to go black loads of money on the credit card. That's not what I'm saying. But money is no object. I remember once, when I first started doing this, and I saw some altar cloths that I used to do. I've got one here, but you can't see it. And I wanted these altar cloths, and they were quite expensive. And I was sat there, I was like, oh, I want some altar cloths. And I thought, oh, no, I'm not. They're too expensive. I've got the stuff on it. I had the money for it as well. I'm not. And my guide said, why not? Well, it's for your business, why not? And I was like, oh, go on then, in for a penny, in for a pound, let's do it. So I bought these altar cloths, right? Within minutes, 2 bookings came in for the cost of the altar cloths. And I find that so often. Abundant mindset, abundant mindset. We are enough, you are enough, we have enough. Is the way you get forward through this. Honestly, I have been on the breadline. I've experienced it all through all my different incarnations. Abundance, abundance, abundance. You know, I see it in my world, I see it in the people around me. Those that go into abundance mindset have abundance. I'm not talking about rich houses, 2 cars, foreign holidays. I'm talking about they have enough, and it is enough, and they can live full, balanced lifestyles. So abundance, there is enough for everyone. Not tapping into these lack energies that are out there. You know, not talking about the cost of living crisis. I try not to mention that. Not because I don't want to look at it, but I try and rephrase it. Crisis, crisis, crisis. That is imprinted on your energy field. So it's bringing crisis into you. Cultivate, again, I feel goes with abundance. Cultivating our lives. Cultivating an abundant life. Again, it's not about having a 4-bedroom house, 2 cars on the drive, because actually that can be a lack of abundance. It's about, what I'm seeing is somebody in a small house that's content, that's got everything they need in that small house, in that little corner of the world. Everything is well, and everything will be well. So this is about cultivating the world you want, the world that is balanced, full of love, full of joy, full of hope, which then brings in the future. And I want to pull some cards from this one. Explore. We're going to be asked to explore next year. Vitality, finding our vitality next year as well. So next year is also about exploring. It's about taking us out of our comfort zone to find our warrior spirit. Exploration. Appreciating what we've got. Appreciating what you've got brings in more. Again, I've done it and it works. And that's not, if I say I appreciate it, more will come in. Don't test spirit, don't play with spirit. It's about really coming from your heart. But this is about diving into the deepest corners of your world, your own internal world, not the world, your own internal world, because your internal world is vast. It's the lifetimes you've got, not just on this planet, but on different planets, the lifetimes you've got going on now, the different lifetimes you've got on this planet that are happening right now, the different versions of you, your past lives, your future lives, your higher self and your lower self. We never hear people talking about the lower self, do we? We always focus on the higher self, but the lower self also has stuff to teach us. So this is about balancing both the lower self and the higher self. Because sometimes in order to go high, we have to, you jump and you bend your knees, you've got to go down to jump up. There's no point looking up if you can't look down, and if you can't deal with the shadow. So this is about dealing with our shadow and the collective shadow in a healthy, balanced way. Ooh, one more card. Parting message from me to you. Parting message. Collaborate. What a lovely card to end on. Collaborate. Tension. Tension. We're going right back at art, creativity, passion. Let's stop falling out. Let's stop telling each other, you're wrong, you don't know this, I can see this. That is so 3D. That is so beneath us as a species. This is about us coming together, collaborating. The divine in me sees the divine in you. The light in me sees the light in you, but the dark in me also sees the dark in you. I see that you're a human being that's flawed, and you see that I'm a human being that's flawed, but we're not pointing it out to each other. We're not pointing the cracks out. We're not trying to belittle each other. We're trying to inspire and uplift each other. So we've got lots of work to do next year. We've got lots of diving deep, trusting and going with the flow. And I'm going to try and bring this into the readings next year. I'm going to try and bring all this energy into the readings next year. I try to do it anyway, but sometimes we can go a little bit shadowy. We do. And that's not saying that you can't have a conversation about something that's shadowy or an opinion about something. It's the finger pointing. It's the finger pointing. So thanks for watching. Love to all. Have a great New Year's Eve. If you can't be good, be careful. And I will see you all in January. Thanks for your support this year in all ways and forms, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, booking in for treatment, sending magic. Thanks for it all. Thanks for everything. See you later. Thanks for the donations as well. I always forget to say that. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for being you. Love to all. Bye.